Toronto. We've had a long dinner that probably involved wine. And Jensen, for some reason...
Was it wine or tea that we had that night? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was a lot of tea. And Jensen, for whatever reason, looks at me and goes, slap me in the face. I'm not one to be told twice, so I rear back and he's like, dude! Pulls out half a tooth. So it's like, I didn't mean like that. And I'm like, you said slap me in the face, man. I'm moose. Like, what am I doing? Then I carried on.
Yeah, just so you know. So that was the spirit with which we went into a wrestling match. Like, that had just happened, and we were like, you know what we should probably do right now? We should move the coffee table in the hotel room, and we should just, you know, try to kill each other.
Sounds like makes sense to me.
And we did. We really wrestled pretty seriously.
Pretty vigorously.
There was one point when, and I, you know, we'd had so much tea that we really couldn't feel. We couldn't really feel anything anymore. And so I was like, you know, I'm wrestling Jared, and Jared is, you know, he's a little guy. And at one point, he had me pinned, and he was pushing on my arm in some way, but like, you know, a normal person would have been like, all right, I tap out, I'm done. But I was like,
Misha doesn't have those.
Fuck him, I'm not gonna tap out. I'm not tapping out. And so he kept going, and then there was a sound that came from my elbow.
A couple, they're like 2 or 3
It was like, and Cliff was like, that's it! Cliff came from the sidelines and removed Jared because there was an audible sound from my elbow. It wasn't a big deal. Like 6 months later, it was almost back to normal.
I think I went into Misha maybe a week or 2 or 3 or 4 later when he worked again, and I was like, dude, that was a wild night. I put up my hand to like give him a high five, and he was like, it doesn't go higher than this right now. And I was like,
no, but you had like a
bruised rib.
And Jensen had like a big scab over his whole face from a rug burn.
And a broken tooth. I was hurting too. My elbow was hurting.
Yeah,
my hip and ribs.
Yeah, we did a good job.
It's an interesting wrestling match when the smallest guy in the room weighs 180 pounds. Like, that's usually when damage can be done.
That's how we prepare for stage combat. There was a scene where I think that you were Gadriel or something, and you were coming. We were in this kitchen, and I had to do one punch to knock you out.
Oh, right.
Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And everybody, all the director, Jensen, and a bunch of other people were in the other room looking at the monitors, and we did the first take, and everybody just started laughing, and they came out, and Jensen was like, that was fucking hilarious. Oh, you weren't kidding? Because apparently the one punch that I had thrown to knock him out was like